Hi everyone. I want to welcome you to Carver County Library Virtual Storytime. And
Hi everyone.
my name is Cindy.
I want to welcome you.
Oh shoot, sorry. Technical difficulties, that's what we're trying to avoid. We are going to get started here. Find a place to sit. We're going to be doing some singing and some actions, and I need you to get into character in my story today. So you are going to play different roles. So I hope you're excited. My name is Cindy, and if you put your name in the message, parents, caregivers, put your child's name in there, and we'll try to say hi. We're on slightly different video format today, so be patient, and hopefully we can call out and say hi to everybody. If I miss your name, I am so glad you're here. All right, let's get started with the Storytime song. Are you ready? Story time, welcome to our story time. With lots of books and fun for me and you, we will sing and dance too. Alright, can you clap your hands? Clap your hands for story time. Clap your hands for story time. With lots of books and fun for me and you, we will sing and dance too. Oh, very good. I see some friends are joining us. Let's stand up and jump. Can you jump? Jump up high for story time. Jump up high for story time. Lots of books and fun for me and you. We will sing and dance too. Oh, very good. Hi, Archie. Hi, Cora. Hi, Ada. It's so good to see you. How about let's do one more. Let's hold your arms out and spin around. Can you do that? Spin around for story time. Spin around for story time. Lots of books and fun for me and you. We will sing and dance too. Oh, very good. All right, everybody. Good job. Thank you for singing and dancing with me. Go ahead and find a seat, because we're going to get started here. Now, I always have my friend with me when I do story time, and I want you to help me call her out. Her name is Blossom. Say, Blossom, come out as loud as you can, and we'll try to hear you here in the library. Ready? Blossom, come out. Do you think she heard? Do you think she did? I think she might have. Here she comes. Oh, are you going to call again? Call again. Blossom, come out. Oh, hello. Hello, everybody. How are you today? Well, hello, Blossom. How are you today? I'm good. I'm having a great day. What? Are you telling me something? What? My tail? Oh, I forgot my tail. Thank you for telling me. Oh, well, let's pull her tail out. Thank you for reminding us. We always forget, don't we? Here comes her tail. Oh my goodness, you are so long, Blossom. Well, I'm growing every day. Are you growing too? I bet you are. I bet you're taller today than you were last year. I betcha. Well, we have a fun story time today. I have a letter. Can I show them the letter? Yes, you can show them the letter. Here is our letter today. Are you ready? Here it is. Oh! What letter is that? Do you know what letter that is? That is the letter P. Right. The letter P. And what sound does a P make? P, P, P. Right. It goes like that. Now, the letter P, this is the capital letter P. There's also a lowercase letter P. I want you to think, is it the same or does it look different than the uppercase letter P? Chances are it's smaller. But is there, what else? How else does it look? The same or different? What do you think, Blossom? I know this one. It's the same. Is it? Well, let's see. Here's the lowercase letter P. Look at that. It looks a lot the same. It's smaller and it's written a little lower on your paper, so the little tail hangs out underneath your line, but it definitely looks the same. Let's try drawing a letter P. Are you ready? Let's get our letter. We go straight down, and then starting at the top of the straight line, you make a curve. Ready? Make a curve. Very good. So straight down and then a curve. Very good. Nice letter P's. And that works for the capital or the lowercase, right? Now, letter P has a sound, P, 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 right? One of our favorite things begins with the letter P, and that is popcorn. Do you like popcorn? I love popcorn! Popcorn begins with the letter P. What else begins with the letter P? Oh, look, we have a pea bag. Let's see what's in the pea bag. What is in the pea bag? Oh, my goodness. Who's this person? Who's this fella? Who's that? What is that? That's a penguin. Penguins start with the letter P, don't they? Penguin, penguin. Very good. We'll put the penguin right there. He can watch the story. What else begins with the letter P? Let's see. Oh, what about this? I bet you use these almost every day. What is it? It's a plate. So you can eat your lunch off a plate. Plate begins with the letter P. Oh, and of course, you know this one. What is this little guy? Who's that? That's a pig. Pig. What does a pig say? Oink, 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 oink. Right. Pig begins with the letter P. Very good. So lots of good P words. Now, our story has a character that begins with the letter P. It's a cat. Now, cat doesn't begin with the letter P, does it? But another word for cat is pussycat. And this is a story about a very famous pussycat. So let's say goodbye to Blossom. Bye-bye! And we're going to hear a story that you probably know. In fact, you've probably seen this character in a very famous series of movies, Shrek. I bet you know those. This is the story about Puss in Boots and how Puss became Puss in Boots, because he wasn't always a Puss in Boots. Let's see how this story goes. Once upon a time, I gotta move my P's here. Once upon a time, there was a miller, and he had 3 sons. Can you hold up 3 fingers? Can you do that with me? 3 fingers? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Very good. 3. Now, when he passed away, he left everything he owned to his 3 sons. He didn't own very much, though. He owned a mill. This is a mill. It's a business where you can grind up grain. So he had a mill, and he left his mill to his oldest son. And he had this guy. Who's this? That's a donkey. What does a donkey say? Ee-yaw, ee-yaw. Very good. He had a donkey, and he left his donkey to his second son. Now, the only other possession he had was this fella. Who's that? A cat. What does the cat say? Meow. Right. And he left his cat to his third son. Now, it's interesting because his third son was always his favorite. So it's really interesting that he left the part of the business that made money to the oldest 2. And that's exactly what they did. They took the mill and the donkey and they went into business. The donkey could haul the carts that brought the grain to the mill and then take the bags of flour back to the farms, and they went into business. But they couldn't do much to help their younger brother because they didn't make very much money. And so the youngest brother set off into the world to try to figure out how he was going to make a living with a cat. And he was sitting like this. Can you do this with me? Sit with your head in your hands, because he was kind of sad. And he didn't know what he was going to do. All he had was a cat. What was he going to do? And while he was sitting there, the cat jumped on the table and touched his arm. And she said, "Don't worry, it's going to be fine." Oh, the young man, we're going to call him Sam, was so startled. Have you ever heard a cat talk? Well, he hadn't heard a cat talk. And here was the cat talking to him. Whoa! And she said, "Don't worry. All you have to do is give me a pair of boots and a bag, and your fortune will be made." Well, Sam didn't have much. He only had a couple of coins left over from his father's estate, but he thought, she can talk. I'm willing to take a chance with that. So she had a pair of boots. He had a pair of boots made for the cat. And he gave her a sack. So here's the sack. Okay. And who do we have here? Are you ready? Are you ready? Da 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 da. It is Puss in Boots! Yay! Hi, everybody! Hello, hello, hello. Hello. That's how I got my boots. Yep. Sam had to get them made for me. And he gave me a cool cap and a hat, too. Cool cape and a hat. My name is Puss in Boots. Hello. And let's see what he does with the sack. Okay. So he took the sack out. And he put some lettuce in it. We're going to put some lettuce in there. And he went to a nearby rabbit warren. And he hid. Shh, can you hide? We're going to hide and be really quiet. Don't let the rabbits hear you. We're going to try and catch them. Shh. Now, in those days, a lot of people ate rabbits because that was something they could catch and eat. They didn't have a lot of cows and sheep like we do and, Anyways, chickens, So the cat was hiding in the rabbit warren with lettuce in his bag when along came two beautiful plump rabbits, and they sniffed at the bag and they hopped right in. Can you hop like a rabbit? Let's see you hop like a rabbit. Hop, 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 hop. Oh, very good. Right into the bag. And Puss shut the bag and said, "Aha! I caught you!" And he raced home. She raced home to her master. And she said, Sam, look what I caught. I caught some rabbits. And Sam was so excited. He said, "Oh, great. We have dinner." So they ate one for dinner, and they saved the other one for the next night. Now, early the next morning, even though they already had a rabbit to eat, Puss went back to the rabbit warren, and he put more lettuce in the bag, and he caught another fine rabbit. Now this time, Puss took the bag to the king. Now in those days, they had a king. And here's the king. See, say hi, king. Hi, king. Very good. There's the king. And Puss in Boots showed up at the castle and said, "Oh, your majesty," and he bowed, because you always bow for a king. Can you bow? Bow. Oh, yes, very good. He bowed. He said, "Your majesty, my lord, the Marquis of Carabas, wanted me to bring you this fine rabbit for your table." Wait a second. Who is the Marquis of Carabas? I haven't heard that name before in this story. Have you? You know what? The cat just made it up. Whoop. And the king said, "Oh my, that is a fine rabbit. Thank you very much. Send my thanks to the Marquis of Carabas." And he had the rabbit prepared for his dinner. Now, the cat went home and told his master what he had done, and his master thought it was pretty funny that cat called him the Marquis of Carabas because he was just a poor young man. But every day, the cat did the same thing. He caught rabbits and brought them to the king and said, "These are from the Marquis of Carabas, with respects." And the king would say, "Thank you." And some days, his daughter was there too. This is her. This is the princess. She was there sometimes too, and she thought the cat was great. And she would give him a saucer of cream. Ooh, I like cream. Do you like cream? Ooh, it's good. Very good. So the king started liking the Marquis of Carabas, even though he had never met him, right? Well, in that land, there lived an ogre. Ooh. And he was very scary. He lived in a big castle. There's the castle. See the big castle? And he was very scary. And he used to eat people. And so nobody liked him and everyone was afraid of him. But, can you raise your hands and be an ogre with me? Yeah, big teeth, big slobbery teeth. Right. But nobody could kill him because he was too big and scary. And nobody could take care of him. Well, one day, Puss in Boots went to visit the ogre. Now, the ogre didn't eat cats, so he was fine. So he was ushered into the ogre. And he said, "Oh, Mr. Ogre, I have heard about your great magical power." Because the ogre, not only was he huge and mean, but he had magic. And Puss in Boots said, "I have heard that you can turn yourself into any kind of creature. Is that true?" And the ogre said, "Of course it's true. Let's hear you growl again. Roar! Right. Of course it's true. Just watch." Now, we need a magic word. Can you say a magic word with me? How about abracadabra? Do you know that magic word? Let's all do that. Abracadabra. But now you got to say it like an ogre. Ready? Abracadabra! Very good. Poof! The ogre disappeared, and in his place was this fella. Look at that. Roar! Who's that? A lion. Roar! Oh my gosh, he's big. Can you roar like a lion? Roar! Right. And, "Oh, you're really big," said Puss in Boots. "I'm impressed. But, turning yourself into something big like a lion is probably pretty easy. Can you turn yourself into something tiny, too?" And the ogre said, "Of course I can." Let's do the abracadabra word again. Are you ready? Abracadabra. Poof! And this time, in the lion's place, there was this fella. Who's that? Squeak, squeak, squeak. A little tiny mouse. What does a mouse say? Squeak, squeak, squeak. Now, the moment Puss in Boots saw the little tiny mouse, guess what he did? He went up. He pounced on the mouse and he ate him up. Now, the ogre was gone. Everybody go, "Yay!" And Puss in Boots left the castle and went back to his master Sam. And on the way, he chatted with people. He passed a field full of farm workers, and they were nice, beautiful green fields that had formerly belonged to the ogre. And he went up to them and he said, "Guess what? The ogre's gone!" And everybody went, "Yay!" Everybody do that. Yay! Guess what? If the king comes by and asks who owns this land, it is now owned by the Marquis of Carabas, and he's really, really nice. You're going to love him. "Oh, thank you," said all the people, and they said, "Yay!" And he also went by a field full of sheep. Look at the sheep, and there were sheep herders. And he told the sheep herders the same news, and they all went, "Yay!" Everybody say, "Yay, yay!" And he said, "Tell, if anybody asks, this land now belongs to the Marquis of Carabas, and he is a very gracious and generous owner." "Yay!" said the sheep herder. Now, he went home to Sam, and he said, "Sam, quick! I heard the king is going out in his carriage. You need to go down to the water and get in it. Take your clothes off and get in the water." "What?" said Sam. "Why would I do that? Why would I want to go get in the water? It's wet." And Puss in Boots said, "I haven't led you wrong yet. This is going to be the moment your fortune is made." So, Sam, this is Sam. I haven't showed you him before. He went down to the river, took off his clothes, and got in the water. Ooh, it's cold! Cold and wet! Yikes! And he was sitting in the water when the king came by in his carriage. And there's the king and the princess in the carriage. Do you see them? And they rode by the water, and Puss in Boots ran up to the carriage and he said, "Stop, stop, I need help, king." And the king said, "What? What's wrong?" "I know that cat. He's the one who brings us nice rabbits." "Yes, my master, the Marquis of Carabas, is in the river and thieves stole all his clothes. He needs help." "Well," said the king, "we need to help him." So he sent his servant home to fetch some fine clothes because the Marquis didn't have any, right? And they pulled the Marquis out of the river. There he is. And they dressed him in fine clothes. Look at that. From the king's own wardrobe. Look at that. And then they had him join them in their carriage. There he is in the carriage. Oh my goodness. Look at him. He's riding in a carriage and he's dressed like a prince. And as they rode along, the cat told them which way to go. They passed a field full of workers. And the king leaned out and said, "Who does this fine land belong to?" And the workers all said, "It's the Marquis of Carabas! Yay! We love him!" Oh my. And he came to a field full of sheep. And the king leaned out and said, "Who does this land belong to and all those fine sheep?" And the sheep herders said, "What? It's the Marquis of Carabas, and he's great." They all love him, right? Because the ogre's dead. And finally they came to the fine castle. I'm going to move the coach down so I can put the castle up here. Here's the castle. And the cat scampered in and said, "Welcome to the castle of the Marquis of Carabas." And the king and the princess were so impressed, so was Sam. He didn't know he had a castle. And they had a fine dinner. And the king and the princess and Sam all became great friends. And eventually, Sam and the princess married. So Sam actually became a prince. So I want you to think a minute. Hi, Jude. I'm glad you're with me. I want you to think a minute. Which son got the better deal? The one who got the mill? The one who got the donkey? Or the one who got Puss in Boots? I think it's the one who got Puss in Boots. And now, guess what? Puss in Boots has a friend visiting. Who do you think their friend is? I bet you don't know. It's another P word, and we're going to have a party because it's Pete the cat. Hey, dudes! Pete and Puss are great friends, Puss in Boots and Pete, and we're going to sing a really groovy song because Pete's really groovy, isn't he? We're going to sing Peanut Butter and Jelly. Are you ready to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with me? Peanut butter begins with P. We like P. All right, ready? It goes like this. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. Now you got to make the sandwich. So first you got to crunch the nuts. First you take the nuts and you crunch them, crunch them, crunch them, crunch them, crunch them. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. Now you have to take the grapes and smush them. Ready? You can smush them by stomping on them, or you can smush them by just smushing. Ready? Then you take the grapes and you smush them, smush them, smush them, smush them, smush them. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. Then you take the bread and you slice it, slice it, slice it, slice it, slice it. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. Then you take the bread and you spread it, spread it, spread it, spread it, spread it. Peanut, peanut butter, jelly. peanut butter, jelly. Then you take the sandwich, are you ready? And you bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it. Peanut butter, jelly. Peanut butter, jelly. Yay! We did a cool song. Everybody clap. Yay! And say goodbye to Pete and say goodbye to Puss in Boots. Bye-bye! They're going to go party some more. And it is time to call out Blossom. Let's say, Blossom, come out. Because it is time to go away. Our story time is over. Oh, let's get her tail out. And we're going to say goodbye. And I hope to see you next time. Will you play Jack in the Box really quick with us? All you have to do is pretend to get into a box. Cover your head and be really quiet. Shh. Until I say, will you come out? And then you raise your hands as high as you can and you say, yes, I will, as loud as you want. Okay, get into your box. Ready? Jack in the Box, so quiet and still. Will you come out? Yes, I will! And thank you so much for coming. Thank you! I'm so glad you joined us. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.